What's going on, everybody? Misterkmaj here, and today we're going to break down the possible weapons that we might see in Assassin's Creed Mirage. In my previous video, I took a look into Basim and whether or not he will be a good protagonist, and now we're going to see what new weapons that the game may have to offer. In order to speculate on the weapons that we may see in the game, we first have to take a look at Baghdad during the year 861. As mentioned in the last video, this game will take place right before the events of Assassin's Creed Valhalla by about 12 to 18 years. So while we obviously will not have any guns in the game, players will recognize some of the weapons from Valhalla. At the same time, we are starting to get some new weapons that come directly from the culture of Baghdad. Let's get into some history. Baghdad is the capital of Iraq and sits right in the middle of the country on the Tigris River. Ubisoft chose Baghdad for its next game because at the time in 861, it was the largest city in the world. In a period known as the Islamic Golden Age, Baghdad was a place filled with scholars and technology. I think that the city, architecture, markets, and overall map will be very well done. And speaking of markets, here are some weapons that we should expect to see. The first weapon that is guaranteed to be in Assassin's Creed Mirage is the Middle East Scimitar. This is a curved sword design that was adapted by Muslims because it was faster and lighter than their traditional straight sword. The main purpose of these scimitars was to slash at high speeds. I am sure that in his youth, Basim had a reliable curved sword ready if needed. Assassin's Creed Valhalla did feature a scimitar for purchase either through Reda's shop or the Helix store, and it was one of the most powerful swords in the game. Staying on the topic of swords, we will also see daggers in the game. This is nothing new to the series and will likely be an option for quick, one-handed combat. In the past, daggers have not been too powerful, but with their popularity from the Islamic Golden Age, there is a chance that they could be more important than in past games. For ranged combat, we will see the return of bows, but with an emphasis on the light bow. Because of their priority of horseback combat, Muslims use the lighter composite bow to be able to shoot at a higher speed. When I hear that, it instantly reminds me of the light bow. We saw the light bow in Origins and Valhalla, and it was really effective at close range. Using a light bow on the back of a horse really makes sense as an effective combat tactic. This next one I am optimistic on, but I am hoping to see a return of the crossbow. This is one that I am unsure of because there is a history of crossbow presence in Ancient Baghdad, just not an exact year. When crossbows were present in the Middle East, there were different trigger mechanisms between the East and West Muslims. I would love it if Basim was operating a crossbow from the rooftops, like Ezio did during the Renaissance. Some special weapons that we may see are lances, lassos, and warhammers. All of these weapons fall into the category of cavalry. I would love to see a mission or two where we have to use a lasso to defend against those riding on horseback, but to attack on horseback we will see an implementation of a heavy lance. This was the traditional way of riding past someone while fighting on horseback. I think that if Ubisoft gives us these cavalry fighting options, then the mounted experience will be fantastic. Lastly, we learned from the trailer that there will be poison landmines and the return of throwing knives. These are going to be weapons with refillable ammunition if they are similar to what we have seen before. Poison landmines would be a new weapon to the series and serve as a useful technique to get out of trouble. Hopefully soon, we get news from Ubisoft either confirming these speculations or completely surprising us with a new approach. There have been rumors of the game featuring Arabic and Muslim mythology, so who knows what types of weapons we will see on that side of things. To stay up to date with all things Assassin's Creed, please be sure to subscribe to the channel and we'll see you next time.